to South Dakota. You might be wondering, why are we in South Dakota? We're here for Mount Rushmore, of course. Construction on Mount Rushmore took 14 years, starting in 1927 and ending in 1941. The sculptor's name is Gutzon Borglum. It took 400 workers to complete. The main tool they used was dynamite, and over 90% of the sculpture was done using dynamite. It is currently the world's biggest sculpture. We came all the way to the Black Hills of South Dakota to see Mount Rushmore.
Wow, that's amazing, Conductor Bill. Do you know how tall Mount Rushmore is?
I do. It's 5,725 feet high.
Oh, well, I sure am glad that we get to look at it from the ground up because I am so scared of heights.
Don't worry, Francis. We'll be nice and safe from our viewing spot. Hey, why don't you see how Brandon and Tina are doing?
Sure. Brandon, Tina, how are y'all doing?
Yeah, wow, this is so cool.
I know, right? I can't believe they were able to carve that into the side of a mountain.
Right? Those people must have been so talented and so brave to work that high. Conductor Bill, I notice you keep checking your watch. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I want you guys to have fun. I'm just really scared that we're going to be late and miss our next stop.
That's understandable. We all have fears. I'm scared of heights.
I'm scared of spiders.
I'm scared of deep water.
See, we all have fears. It's totally normal to have fears because it's our body trying to keep us safe. But sometimes our fears can get out of control and start to run our lives and make our decisions.
Like cutting fun short to stay on schedule?
Exactly. But the great news is God's power can take away fear. God's power can take away fear.
Really?
Of course, because we can trust that God's power is greater than our fear. God promised us that He is in control and He is watching over us.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, we just need to practice overcoming our fears in a safe way while we trust God.
Like enjoying the present instead of worrying about the next thing? You know what? I'm going to go practice now. Brandon and Tina, why don't you guys go enjoy our stop?
Okay, good luck. We'll see you soon, Conductor Bill.
Together.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Do you know which presidents are displayed on Mount Rushmore?
I recognize some of them, but I don't know all of them.
It's George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. I got an important question for you. What would you do if you were president?
Oh wow, I'll have to think about that one.
Of course. Well, you'll have time to think about it because that's today's activity. You're going to draw yourself as president, and then right underneath, what would you do as president? So for today's craft, you're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, and some crayons, but you don't have to. So first off, you're going to draw a line towards the bottom, and underneath that, you're going to be writing what would you do as president. And above it, you're going to draw yourself as a president. You have your option of drawing either on a coin or a dollar bill. So you can do the circle or rectangle. I'm going to do a circle. I'm going to draw myself on a coin. And I'm blinking. And once you're done drawing, it should look something like this.
Peggy, you're such a good artist. I honestly can't draw as well as you.
That's okay. It's not about how it turns out. It's how much fun you had. So, did you think of what would you do as president?
I think I would make sure everybody has food, and that we could get rid of all spiders.
I think I would make recess 10 times longer than it already is.
I love those ideas. Well, I'll see you at the next stop. Bye.
Hi, Chef Richard. Boy, I've worked up a huge appetite. I can't wait to see what snack you make today.
Right, well, about that.
What is it? What's wrong?
I'm afraid I can't make the snack.
Why not? Don't you have all the ingredients?
No, the ingredients are all here.
Then what is it?
I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what the snack is. It involves ants and I'm just scared of bugs and I can't do anything involving bugs.
Well, is there anyone who could help?
I can do it! Who are you?
I'm Reginald, Regina's brother. She's sick, so she asked me to come in and help.
Really? Even after I fired her?
Of course, we know you have a bad temper. We're always here to help. All you have to do is ask.
Well, would you help me?
Of course, let's make a snack.
Hi guys, so for today's snack, Reginald here is gonna help us make ants on a log.
Yeah, alright guys, so what you're gonna need is celery, raisins, peanut butter, a plate, and a knife. So I need a stalk of celery, please. You're first gonna break one off, and you're gonna break off the ends. Then you're gonna put it on your plate. You're gonna take your peanut butter, and you're gonna open up the peanut butter. Then you'll stick your knife in it, get some peanut butter on the knife. Then you'll spread it across your stalk of celery. Now open your box of raisins, and you're gonna take some of the raisins out, and you're gonna start putting them on the peanut butter where you smeared onto your stalk of celery. And they'll look like ants on a log. And voila, that's ants on a log. See, Chef Richard, they weren't real ants. You don't need to be afraid.
Yeah, I guess you're right. A lot of the things we're scared of aren't that bad once you face them.
Thanks for the snack, but we've got to get going.
Au revoir!
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train
check my watch. I'm not gonna check my watch. Brandon and Tina are gonna be back on time. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna check my watch. Russ.
Special delivery!
You scared me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't you know that God's power takes away fear?
So I've heard. You have a telegram for me?
You know me too well. I'm gonna have to surprise you one of these days.
Don't worry. You always find a way to surprise us.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Anyway, here's your telegram. Sure I'll be seeing you soon. With that, I'm off.
Yep. Another message from Susan. I've got to dial this in.
Susie here, coming at you live from my bunker. I got another important message for you this week. So, this week I know you guys are talking about how God's power takes away fear. Well, it just so happens that I know the perfect Bible story that teaches that message. Today's story can be found in 1 Kings 19, 1-14, if you wanted to read along at home with your parents. Elijah is the star of this story today. He was a prophet, which meant that God spoke through him, and God used Elijah to tell the Israelites that they were following an evil queen and a false prophet. God actually used Elijah in a heroic way to prove that God is the one true God, and he also used Elijah to get rid of the false prophets. But today's story isn't about being brave. Today's story is about being scared. Right after God used Elijah to do amazing things, Elijah was scared for his life. The queen would come after him. So Elijah ran away, and he hid in a cave because he was so scared. And he was waiting for a sign from God that he would be safe. And a great fire passed in front of the cave, but God wasn't in the fire. And a great earthquake happened outside the cave, but God wasn't in the earthquake. And Elijah was wondering if God would ever show up. Then there was a still, small voice, and it was God's voice. And God told Elijah that he isn't always in the big, loud, dramatic things, but sometimes in the small, quiet voice. But God's power is still in the quiet, and God is always with Elijah, even if he can't hear it. So Elijah trusted God, and that God was always with him, and God's power took away Elijah's fear. And God is always with you too, even if you can't always sense him there. He's always with you, especially when you're scared. And his power can take away fear, because God is bigger than anything that you could ever be scared of. That's all for me today. I'll see you guys at your next stop. Goodbye for now.
What a great message about God's power overcoming fear. I'm not going to worry about the schedule. I'm just going to trust that it'll work out.
Hey, Conductor Bill, we're back and we're ready to go.
Wow, it really did work out. Hop aboard and we'll be off. All right, well, I hope you guys had a lot of fun and learned a lot here at Mount Rushmore. Next week, we've got something special in store. Francis, why don't you give us the power to get us where we need to go?
You got it, boss.
See you next week. All aboard! Next stop, Wyoming.